Hello. Today I'd like to talk about some of the health aspects of training, particularly the Qigong, Eight Treasures style of exercising. Quite often, individuals come to me and ask me if I could help them with their health. And they want to get involved with Tai Chi, but they don't actually want to engage in Tai Chi proper. They don't want to learn a series of movements, form per se. They don't want to do push hands and many of the other things, but they just want some aspect of the training that they feel can help them with their issues, whether it's issues stemming from injury or from some type of illness. Now, of course, my response to their question is yes. Well, I'm going to work with you with some sort of qigong exercise, which is promptly followed by another question: how long before they will see benefits to their training? Quite often, many of these individuals have gone through some sort of therapy or other type of exercises to which they feel as though they didn't get the type of benefit, at least in the time frame that they had hoped for or that they thought that they would get. And now they're seeking some alternative to the traditional type of therapy or exercises. Well, my answer is always the same, is that you'll see benefits immediately. And that generally raises an eyebrow because no one expects that they're going to see any immediate changes. However, they do. You notice that, or one of the things that they do notice is either that during the practice or not long after, in many cases, they will find themselves having to go to the restroom. Or they will quite often find that during the exercise, they will find themselves burping or having flatulence. Or they will find themselves, their bodies expelling excess mucus, either through the sinuses, or they start coughing, clearing their throats, or coughing up excess mucus and things from their lungs. And this is nothing more than the cleaning aspect of the training has begun. I've had many people tell me after the first session that they've been suffering with bloating and that after training, they felt much, much less bloated and more comfortable. Now, the next question that I usually get is, how often should I train? How often should I practice? And once again, my answer is pretty much standard. 2, maybe 3 times a day as you can. However, I tell them that quantity is nowhere as important as quality. If you practice 10 times with no quality, I'd rather have you just practice once a day with quality, meaning set a time when there are no distractions, put your cell phone out of the way or whatever, and where you can actually take your time, where you can be 100% present, and where you can focus on coordinating yourself, not just the physical movements, but your inner and outer, meaning focusing your breath along with your movements. It's very important. The way I teach is matching the breath to the movements. Opening and closing movements is the inhale and exhaling of the breath and matching it. When the movement begins, the breath begins. When the movement stops, you should be either out of breath or full of breath if it's a opening and inhaling movement. Now, of course, in the beginning, that's a bit much for a beginner because they generally don't have the trained lung capacity to do that. So I generally tell them to breathe naturally. And as we move on, I gradually give them more instruction on breathing. So over time, I point to the fact that their movements should become more natural, more comfortable, and more soothing. But at the same time, it should be more settled, it should be stronger, and there should be more purpose in what they're doing. And the more they do it from the very first day of enhancing their breathing, increasing the blood flow and the oxygen flow throughout the entire body, increasing the synovial fluid in the joints to allow the joints to move a lot more smoothly, clearing the mind, relaxing the body, calming oneself is very important. And these things begin to continue to expand with more quality training. So I tell the students to listen to your body. Take your time, be quiet, practice, be attentive and listen to your body. Do certain joints feel certain ways? Are you having certain issues or certain problems that you can make corrections on your own? And as time goes on, the practice that you were doing last year, last month, or even last week should not be the same practice that you're doing now. There should be adjustments. There should be tweaks to your practice as you go along, as you find things that you can improve upon and make better that will enhance it. You should be doing these things. But if you're not really paying attention, if you're just doing a series of mindless movements, you can't get the benefits that you hope to get. So, thanks for watching. Take care.